Hey everyone, it's Carrie again. Alright, today's topic is more about self-worth. One of the things that I'm noticing in society right now, and I noticed this especially when I was dating, was that people are making other people options. Now, initially, I thought of this from a female perspective, but in all honesty, it can go both ways. So, I'm going to hit this for everybody, not just women. This does apply to men and women alike. Um, It's about being the choice and not an option. With so much going on online, a lot of times we'll start talking to people, getting to know people, considering potential relationships, but you have to get to know somebody first. I mean, there's no problem in that. And sometimes you'll get to know several people, no problem in that. It's once you've taken it to a very personal level, and that person is feeding you um, to the point where you think this is going towards a relationship, and yet they're feeding other people the same way. You're allowing that person to make you an option, one of many, versus being the choice, the one that they're going to take the time out from everybody else and focus on you and see if there's something that the two of you can build together. Doesn't always mean that those are going to work out. Where I'm conflicted is I don't understand why someone has to talk to 2, 3, 10 people at the same time. One, if you're doing that, how can you even evaluate whether any of those people are actually going to fit into your life? Because you are going to compare one person to the next person to the next person. And I assure you, there's no one human being out there that is going to check every one of your boxes. Okay? But if this person has that quality, and that person has that quality, and that person has that quality that you like, it's confusing. Which one could you possibly love or fall in love with? Then you have to evaluate which quality is the best. But you are comparing one person to another and doing this judgment thing. I happen to be a person that if this is a potential relationship, I'm going to just talk to that one person for however long it takes to see if there's something there or there's not. And generally meet that person relatively soon as well, so I can see if there's chemistry there before we waste too much time. Now, this can be done relatively quickly, and then you can say, nope, that's not going to work, check that person off, and move on to talking to other people, find the next person that may be your best match, and try that out, right? That is my way of doing it, not talking to 10 people at one time, treating all of them like they're special, and I'm considering a relationship with them, and weighing one against the other. I just, that's not my way of doing things, and I think it's too confusing and too conflicting, and I don't want to be judged against somebody else. Either I'm right for you or I'm not. It's that simple. If you need to talk to 8 other girls because I'm not satisfying something in your box, then just let me go. Forget it. It's not even worth exploring, at that point, because clearly I'm not meeting what you're looking for. So keep looking. Like I say, I refuse to be an option. I'm either the choice or I'm nothing at all to you. Okay? When it comes to dating and relationships, I won't allow you to put me on a shelf and be an option to come back to later in case something else doesn't work out, or maybe you'll be good enough if these other girls don't measure up to what they say. No, that you're not going to get away with that with me. I'm going to walk the second I smell I'm an option. I'm out of there, because that is not the kind of guy I want to be with. That would put me on a shelf and make me an option. So if he does it in the beginning and you get married, he's going to put you on a shelf and you're going to be an option through your entire marriage. And I won't go for that. There's no point in pursuing the relationship any further. It's a waste of time to me. So it's really about knowing your self-worth and your value. For some, it's about facing the reality you may never be in a relationship. Are you okay with that? Well, We seem so desperate. I'm not going to be desperate. If I'm never with somebody, I'm never with somebody. I will not be desperate. This person is either going to fit in my life and fulfill a pocket of happiness with me, and I'm doing the same for them, or this isn't worth it. There's going to be aggravation and frustration in the long run if it's any other way. I don't want that kind of relationship. I want something smooth, easy, peaceful. Call me hippie, but I don't want, to know that I didn't fit right, you know, um, and I was just one of the options you chose. I'd rather be alone. So I believe in myself, not in a conceited, arrogant manner, but I do believe in myself enough to know that I have worth and value, and it might not always be in a relationship. And that's okay. It's totally okay. For me, I have God. Okay? And God's not a backup. God is always first. God would come first in any relationship I'm in. I'm going to love God and Jesus more than I'm going to love my husband going forward, because that is my true love. And then anyone that follows through in my life would have to love God as much as I do. So that we have that in common, that's first and foremost in my life. It probably means I'm going to be single forever. It really does. Because in this day and age, everyone is so against God. But we go to him when, oh, we're in trouble. We need you. You better be there. Oh, are you with him on the daily? Do you talk to him every day? Or do you just expect him to keep bailing you out of trouble, or the country out of trouble, or whatever? God is great when we need him. But we need to also realize the worth of God on a daily basis. Do you take your Bible out and read a verse every day? Do you do a Bible study? Do you go to church every week? Are you giving to God what you expect him to give to you? That helps you define your self-worth. It really helped me to realize that I don't need anybody else. It's okay. I don't have to be codependent. I don't have to be desperate. I don't have to be an option. God chose me. I'm already a choice. So that makes me happy. And it fulfills me in a lot of ways. Until you come to Jesus, there's a peace without understanding that you develop from that this probably won't make any sense. You'd have to get there first. But then I also noticed this running and chasing game that people play. So they'll, get so deep in a relationship and they want to run away to see if you'll chase them, and vice versa. I want you to chase me, so I'm going to talk a little bit less and see if you send more messages. Are you going to get me a gift? Are you going to make me happy? I'm not into the games either. I don't understand the running, chasing thing. I shouldn't have to chase somebody. They shouldn't have to chase me. We should be compatible and just care about each other and just always be there and talk the same amount of talk and see each other the same amount of time, and make agreements on our, quality of time together, and things like that. This making sure you love me, so chase me, that's a ridiculous game. And you put yourself in the option category when you do that. That is not a choice. You are not being made a choice when you do that. Get to know each other. If he doesn't want to know who you are inside, and he's only valuing, he or she, I'm trying to make this for both sexes, I'm sorry, doesn't want to know who you are on the inside, doesn't want to know your history, doesn't want to know, and history doesn't mean you're judged by it. Nobody should be judging you by your history, but it is part of who you are. And for them to understand you and your complexities, they need to understand that. And if they can't understand your history and they can't accept it, then they're judging you based on that, and they're not worth it. Okay? Every new relationship should come with a clean slate. And if they're not giving you a clean slate, move on. Let's go to the next one. That one's not worth it. If they're judging you based on your looks or appearance and not what's inside of you, and want to know more about how you feel, think, your interests, again, you're just an option to them, probably dealing with a very narcissistic person in all likelihood. Other ways that you can be considered an option as if they're distancing themselves from you. Like they spend all this time with you, talking to you, video chatting, dating you, and then all of a sudden they start becoming distant. You are an option. They're exploring another option. All of a sudden, they don't have enough time for you because, ooh, this one over here, now just showed up. That one I don't know, might look better, and usually it has to do with looks. All of a sudden they think, oh, that person, looks sexier or whatever, so they're going to go explore that. And they start putting you on the back burner. You're an option. Walk away. Be the choice. If they can't make you their choice, then, it's not going to work. You're just going to be fighting to try to be in a relationship with somebody that is always going to make you an option. If it's sex only, like they contact you, you're seeing each other randomly, but it's always to have sex, you're an option. They're not taking anything seriously. Having a relationship with you, you'll never be their choice. You're just a fill-in booty call option to satisfy their desires while they court somebody else that they're not having sex with. They're totally using you, okay? Or they're not ready for a relationship, but they want that sexual desire. You're a friend with benefits. You're not even an option if you're a friend with benefits. That's somebody that they're not going to even consider being in a relationship with. And I know from experience, I had my friends with benefits. I'm the one who set the rules on those. And yeah, you'll never even be an option in that. You're just being used for sex. One of the things I did, because I was a sex addict, and you'll see this in my sex addiction video, is to stop being the option and the person they had sex with, or the friend with benefits. I decided I wasn't going to have sex with anybody. And of course, I would meet up with guys and I'd have sex with them right away. I was an addict. That wasn't going to stop overnight. So, call me crazy. You wouldn't be the first. Everybody does. But I decided for myself, if I didn't shave anything, my legs, my armpits, my private zone, there's no way my shirt and pants were coming off. I just knew me going, no, that's not coming off. That would be too humiliating. No way. So I stopped shaving for a while. When I'd go on dates, like, nope, not gonna shave. I am going to stick to my morals, stick to my guns. I'm not gonna shave. And I didn't. And you know what? It was hard, but it worked. I finally was able to resist because the embarrassment would have been so great that I wasn't going to go there. Under no circumstances was I going there. So, if you can learn a tip from me, ladies, I don't know how well that would work for men, because men, you don't have to shave anything. There'd have to be something else for you. I'm not sure what that would be, but stop shaving. If you're one who's just going to have sex on the first date, and when you do have sex on the first date, you've just made yourself an option, because they know they can get in your pants, which means they can also explore other things. If that's your difficulty due to some type of sex addiction, stop shaving. Try it. It's not comfortable. It's not fun. It felt gross, but it worked. All I can say is it worked. All right. I kept my wits about me because I knew I wasn't shaved. So, try it. Never know. Might work for you. Again, if you know that there's too many other women, they're talking to all kinds of women. I know people say they have their girls that are friends, and some may be. If you get the chance to know them, that's one thing. If they're inviting you into that part of their world, then they probably truly are just a friend. Then they're okay. If they're not allowing you in to know these other women, walk away. Run. Okay? Because they're not just friends. There's benefits on the side, or they're entertaining a potential future relationship with this person, or this girl is hanging around because she doesn't mind being an option, hoping she's going to win in the end, like the Bachelor or Bachelorette. And I'm sorry, I'm not into those kind of games either. Okay? You're the choice, or you're an option. It's one or the other. I can't say it enough. if I'm not your choice, adios. I will not be your option. Okay, you either take me or you don't. It's, yeah, Bachelor, Bachelorette, it would be like either you give me the final rose right now on night one, or goodbye. Because I wouldn't say ask me to marry you on night one, but either ditch all the rest of them. Either I'm good enough for you or I'm not. Let's see, and don't let them determine your self-worth. A lot of times when we're made options, we do have this tendency to have a lower self-worth. What are we not doing? What's not good enough with us that they are looking or talking to other people? So therefore, I don't agree with the whole option thing, because you really could be hurting somebody else's self-esteem, self-worth, their self-value. And, granted, they allow you to do that by being an option. So maybe they don't have enough worth in themselves, and they need to go back and work on that before they're ready for any relationship. But if somebody's doing that to you and making you feel less than because you're an option, I recommend not being in a relationship for a while till you have enough worth in yourself to say, I'm the choice. I'm not your choice. Goodbye. I can't stress it enough. And until we all start doing that, people are going to continue to make everybody options. It's why I'll probably never be in a relationship, because I won't go there. I'll be the one to stand up for myself and say, I don't need a relationship if this is the way the game is going to be played. Because I ain't playing games. It's the truth. It's honesty. It's pure. It's a relationship or it's not. That's simple. You're either getting to know me and nobody else, to evaluate this properly. If you're not going to take the time to get to know me and you want to know everybody else, then go get to know everybody else. And adios. I don't need that. 2 Bible phrases that I picked for this. One is James chapter 2 verse 5. And it says, Listen, my beloved brethren, did not God choose the poor of this world to be rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom which he promised to those who love him? See, there, God chose. God didn't say, well, it's an option. If they're rich in faith, well, there's an option for them to get into heaven. Maybe. No, God chose. And Ephesians chapter 1 verses 11-12 basically says, I chose you when I planned creation. Again, God chose. Oftentimes they'll say, many shall be called, few will be chosen. In the end, even as a Christian, I will be judged. And Jesus will confront me. And he will say, I know your name. Yes, Carrie, I know your name. But if I'm not pure, I say, but I don't know who you are. You lied. You've deceived. You did all of this evil after you were a Christian, and that was not the walk of Christ's life. He can't know us until we walk in his shoes, till we become like him, or try our very best. We have to choose that. We have to choose Jesus and God. It's not, well, today, God, I choose you. Tomorrow, well, Satan has a pretty good deal on the table, so I'm going to go that way. And when that doesn't work out, I'll come back to you. You can fix my problem, and we'll all be good, right? You have to make a choice. We're not good at making choices anymore because we have so many options. And Satan will put a ton of options on the table for you. So you can start talking. Let's say somebody starts talking to me and we're getting to know each other really well and we're video chatting and maybe we even meet. Everything's going really good. All of a sudden he starts distancing himself because now there's other options that showed up. And maybe those options weren't there at the time he started getting to know me, but now all of a sudden they came about and he thought, ooh, wait, I got this over here now all of a sudden that maybe I want to explore. Clearly I wasn't the choice. If all of a sudden another option looks better, then then we need to have an honest conversation and go our separate ways. It's just the way we're going to choose Satan or we're going to choose God. Really, in the end, there's only two choices. It's one or it's the other. Where do you want to spend eternity? Earth is 120 years. Max. Yeah, we have all the fun in the world, and every day seems longer than the next. But eternity? Eternity. That's never ending, right? You can't even put a number on it. Never ending. Hell or heaven. You don't just get to go sit in a box. You think that the creation of the world and everything just randomly happened? There's a science to this that even science can't refute. They cannot say God is dead, that God never existed. Science cannot back that up 100%. So if that's the truth, there's going to be a choice. And this choice goes well beyond relationships. That it's your relationship with God that is your choice. Don't use him. Don't abuse him. I ask that you consider making God your choice and not God an option whenever he fits in your box. Because you need him. Alright, enough preaching. Anyway, in your own personal lives, whether it be, for God or in a relationship or with a job or things like that, be the choice. Don't be an option. Believe in yourself enough to know when to stand up for yourself and walk away if somebody's making you an option. And that will stop all these stupid, crazy games out there. But if we don't start developing that self-worth and saying, I will not be an option, the game will continue. And we will continue hurting people. And as I've said before, hurt people. And it gets worse and worse and worse. So, help me find a way to end this. Don't be the option. Be the choice. You're worth it. Alright, love y'all.